Aloha, my friends. Welcome to an Aloha Friday Drip with Jackson Campbell. My name is Tyler Devereaux, and we're pumped to be back in your earlobe and pumped that you're here with us so that we could be in your earlobe.
Yeah.
Earlobe. Why do I always say lobe?
I don't know, because we're not piercing anybody's here.
Yeah,
we're
we're in your ear hole.
Eardrum, maybe.
Eardrum.
Ear hole sounds.
We're in your drum. I'm beating your drum.
Yeah.
Is that perverted?
No.
Yeah, it is.
If you want it to be.
It's provocative and the people love it.
I don't know what it means.
Just get the people
love
going.
Okay,
All right, dude.
Let's dive in.
Hey, give the new listeners an understanding of how the Growth Cast is structured. Just in case they're tuning in for the first time.
Yeah, if you're tuning in for the first time, welcome to the greatest podcast on planet Earth. My name's Jackson Campbell. This is Tyler Devereaux. Monday through Thursday, we have Dallas Pruitt, who does his Mindset Daily Drips. Those daily drips. So grateful for those.
Yeah, they're sick, dude.
So grateful for those. Not only does he drop super important knowledge on there, but it's just I'm so grateful that I get to absorb that every Monday through Thursday.
Yeah,
it's awesome, dude.
Monday through Thursday.
But really though, how many other podcasts drop
every day
consistent fire like Dallas does?
Totally.
There's
I
not
think
a lot.
about it all the time, man.
It's a separator for sure.
Shout out to Dal.
Man.
The effort that you put in, man, is it does go unnoticed a lot of the times. It doesn't go unappreciated, but it goes unnoticed to you because people don't give you as much credit on those as they should, myself included. But man, I benefit from them every damn day. Appreciate you.
Yep, so grateful for those. If you're not listening to those, or like I said, this is your first time, definitely tune in Monday through Thursday to get that wisdom from Dallas. And then Friday, we've got the Aloha Friday Drip, where I sit down with Tyler Devereaux,
Boom.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yes.
And I get the opportunity to interview him about some topics that actually we have a team that researches these topics, and these are the best topics that we've found out for our listeners.
Hey, how fun is that, man? It used to
be fun, man.
Well,
so
it used to be
fun.
me that would think of some stuff. Then you're like, hey, let me research. Now we got a whole team researching topics and things that you want to hear about. Shout out to the whole content team, man. They've been crushing.
Yep. So that's huge. And then Saturday, I sit down back again with Dallas Pruitt, where I get the opportunity to interview him. He's prepared content throughout the week, and then on Saturday I get to ask him questions about that content, and also I get to jump on there and teach as well. I love doing that on those Saturday episodes. So
kill it, dude.
Yeah, definitely tune in for all of those. There's different amounts of value in each of those episodes.
Totally.
Different amounts of value and different types of value in each of those episodes. So definitely want to tune in and listen to those. So, but that is the very high-level overview of what we do here on the
awesome,
Growthcast.
Dude. And then just make sure, rate, share, comment, subscribe. I don't know all the different options, but do all of them.
Do it all.
Do it all. Seriously, man, I appreciate once again all the shares, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay, personal win. You go.
Me? Oh, personal win. My personal win.
All right, I'll go. You ready?
Yeah, you go first.
Personal win. Shout out to Isaac Murray, man, who hooked me up with this new shirt, which is a sick new shirt. Went golfing in this shirt and got 2 birdies.
Hey.
It's been a while since I got a birdie.
It's the new clubs.
But I'm going to read a little bit of this message. This is a personal win, man. Isaac is a buddy of my nephew's, and been to Peak, diving in to everything that we're doing, which is awesome. He's just a young stud. And he just said, just a couple bits of it. He sent me this text message, and he said, just showed gratitude, which, it's something that definitely sets him apart, for sure. He's a very grateful person. But he said, I learned so much from the hour that I spent with you at dinner. I thought I was pretty serious about my vision and my goals, but shit, I'm playing way too damn casual. You inspired me to think bigger and reevaluate what's possible in my life. I'm so grateful for that. I've been around a lot of your family for quite some time, and I can tell you from an outsider's perspective that you have completely changed the way that they think, act,
That's
dream, and it's pretty freaking incredible.
Wow.
And it goes on, but that lit me up, dude. Lit me up. So, Isaac, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
Wow. That is a huge personal win, and something that I can also attest to, what Isaac is saying. I've been around the family for a little bit, and the paradigm has shifted in the Devereaux family tree, for sure.
It's cool to see, dude.
For sure. Man, I don't know if I have a personal win to
Try
top
to beat
that.
Muffa.
Oh, no, that one got me emotional, dude. That's awesome. That's awesome. Shout out Isaac. that lit me up. That's a personal win for me. But no, a personal win for me. I have so many wins in my life, dude. It's hard for me to
How many days did you go to the gym last week?
I went to the gym 5 days, got 6 workouts in because I did some hiking on Saturday.
That definitely worked, bro.
Definitely some workout, and then Sunday I rested. And the goal is 7 days, dude. Yeah, so I made 6. I had 6 workouts.
And how many you've made this week?
I've hit every day so far. So we're Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days.
That's a win, bro.
Yeah, dude, we're getting there.
You created the habit, man. You and Dal talked about it on couple extended cuts ago, but you've created the habit. Now it's maximizing your time there is what you were saying, right?
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah. So that is a huge personal win, dude, is I've perfected that system that works for me.
Yeah.
You know, everybody doesn't have the same system. You and I probably don't have the same exact to a T morning routine.
No. Yeah.
You know, but yours is yours and it works for you. Mine is mine.
Speaking of, let me give you Jackson's. Jackson showed me a video this morning.
You weren't supposed to tell anybody about this.
You did say private. Never mind.
No,
Kidding,
go ahead.
This is private between us. And he shows it to me. It's in his car at 4 a.m. and he's like this. Pans to him and he's like, fuck. He's just tired as hell, dude. But here's the thing, like just getting in the car, you go through the motions, and then what happens once you finally get to the gym, you wake up. But it is a challenge to just get. That's why I used to stay in my house and read.
Yeah.
And now where do I read?
You read in your truck at the gym.
In the truck at the gym because it's way too easy to get way too comfortable in my home. I get up, get dressed, get my truck, roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, dude, just along those lines of a personal win for me, something that I've learned in this process. I've been going to the gym for a few months now, and it doesn't seem to get easier. But it shouldn't.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Great point,
You know what I mean?
bro.
Like, it shouldn't be easier. Like, when you're doing hard things, when you're growing, if the gym was easy, everybody would go. And if the gym was easy, you wouldn't see results.
You're not pushing yourself.
No. So, like, things should be hard. And when they start to get easy, you should make them a little bit more difficult for yourself, for sure. So that's a huge personal win. I'm living out that principle right now, and it's been huge for me in my life.
Great win, man.
Yeah.
All right, what are we talking about today, homie?
Today we're going to talk about how to buy multifamily properties with no money, right? You know all about this. You know all about this. The multifamily mindset knows all about this.
We know a thing or two about this principle.
We do. But we want to just get granular and really simple on some of these ways on how to acquire a multifamily property with no money. So we can just jump right in there, dude. How can the average person, middle-class person, buy a multifamily property with no money?
I love this question, dude. I love this topic, obviously. And it's one of those topics that I'm super passionate about because I never knew it was possible. Never, dude. Even I had invested in single family, all this kind of stuff. But I'd even wholesaled, which is being a middleman, for some multifamily deals, smaller ones. One multifamily. But I didn't even know that. Like I didn't know how to piece those together. I didn't understand how people owned big apartment buildings or I literally didn't. So to understand the structure and how we do it is beautiful. And the basic answer is called multifamily syndication, right? And syndication, we've talked about what that means in the past. Go back and listen to some drips if you want to get into some details. But high level, it's two people or multiple people bringing their talents and resources together to do something they couldn't do on their own.
Yeah.
Right? That's syndication. Yeah. So many times we focus on what we don't have instead of focusing on things we do have. So if you don't have money, well, awesome. What do you have, man? Your money's irrelevant. Your money's irrelevant in this industry. We all hear, it takes money to make money. It's false, though, dude. It takes value to make money. So what do you have? Focus on that. So one of the things that you probably have, I'll give you two basic ways, man. You're either going to source deals or you're going to source money. That's a way to provide value, right?
Yeah.
So how can you buy properties without your own money? Well, dude, raise private money. Like, once again, it doesn't take money to make money. It takes value. So provide value to those people who have money. Do you want to know what is valuable to me? When somebody brings me a deal to invest in. That is a very valuable thing for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always, dude, I just got on a call yesterday with an individual that I've never met. His name is Tom. And Tom presented an opportunity to me. And we're maybe 20 minutes in, and I can tell he's a trustworthy dude. I can tell that he knows what he's talking about, and I really like the opportunity. And he doesn't really know too much, but dude, I'm actively looking for. I invest a ton into our fund. I always invest in our fund. I always invest in multifamily, but I'm always looking for opportunities. And this is actually a way for me to invest, to be able to invest in more multifamily. It's actually bitching, so creative. And so, dude, I immediately I'm like, send me over your form, dude, so I can start getting taken care of, right? And I'm gonna wire a great chunk of money over. Why? Because he provided something valuable.
Yeah.
Valuable. So, dude, raise money from investors, man. These private money investors, these are individuals like probably yourself. Maybe you have passive money to invest. Some of you out there. This is, friends, families, doctors, connections, people that make good money and need to put that money to work. And by the way, anybody who makes good money needs to put that money to work.
Yeah.
Period.
Needs to.
Need.
Explain that need. Explain that need. Unless you want to explain it a little bit later down the episode.
Now.
Yeah, explain that need.
Well, dude, if I don't put that money to work, okay, and it sits in my bank account, like the other day I showed you guys the number of my bank account.
Yeah.
And I said, it made me sick to see that much money in my account because I want to put it to work, right?
Yeah.
Immediately, dude. But it's finding good opportunities, ways to put that money to work. So if I don't do that, that money not just stays stagnant. Like literally, money is worthless unless you're utilizing it, right? It does. Not only does it stay stagnant, I'm losing money because inflation. And I promise you that your banks aren't paying you an interest rate that's going to keep up with inflation. So I'm losing money. I'm literally losing money by having it stay in a bank account. And if I'm losing money, that limits my ability to provide value to other people.
Right.
Money is a tool. Tool needs to be used to provide value. And if I'm not using that money to provide value and help other,
freaking this damn mic.
God, I can't get this. Hell sakes. As floppy as Jackson's.
Whoa.
Then I'm not using, I talk about producers versus consumers, or utilization versus just accumulation. I don't want to just accumulate money. People think that that's where safety is. No, it's not, dude. It's utilization of money. So I need to utilize them. By utilizing it, I will set up my family, other people's families, generations. It's like, that's peace of mind, man, knowing that my money is being put to work.
Yeah. So that's why people that have the money, that have the ability to be able to put their money in multifamily, absolutely need to put their money into multifamily.
Need. Yeah.
Okay, dude, you talked about this gentleman you had this phone call with, and that you knew he was a trustworthy individual right out of the gate, dude. It seemed like 20 minutes through, you knew he was well-educated, trustworthy. So the question that I have for you, dude, is how do you gain new investors' trust? How do you gain their trust, and how do you educate them on why investing with you is a win-win for everybody?
It's a great question, bro. It's a tough.
It's a big question. Let's break it into two. Let's break it into two questions. And how do you become trustworthy in somebody's eyes? How do you gain somebody's trust?
I'll simplify it and say that to gain trust, you have to be trustworthy, man. People can smell a phony, a fake from a mile away. So you have to be authentic, but you have to be trustworthy, right?
Yeah.
So okay, I'll give you some basic ways. So to gain trust, be trustworthy. Like, ingrain that in your mind. To gain trust, be trustworthy. Ingrain it in your mind, man. Be a trustworthy person. So number one, if I'm going to give you some basic steps, man. Number one, you become worthy of that trust through your intentions. Like, your intentions have to be pure. So what are your intentions? Are your intentions to go and it's all about you?
Yeah.
Or are your intentions to really go and help other people? Like, for example, okay, when I get on an investor phone call, my intention is never to have that person invest in my deal. It would be awesome if that makes sense for them to invest in my deal, but that's never my intention. My intention, it varies per person, but let's say that I literally write the intention down. My intention is to help this individual put their money to work in a way that will help them create wealth for their families for generations, something along those lines, depending on who that is, right? If that is within our fund that they can invest, that's awesome. If that means that, let's say that our fund is not a fit for them for whatever reason, and that means that I can refer them elsewhere to somebody else, something like a different investment vehicle or something else that can help them achieve that, then I will do that. My intention, once again, is to truly help that person, and I have to drill that into my head all the time. You're going to have to drill that into your head all the time. All the time. It's super easy to get selfish and not even realizing you're getting selfish.
Yeah.
because you're on this pursuit of a goal, and it's like, no, dude, the key to happiness is to help other people accomplish their goals, man. And you do that through pure intentions.
Yeah.
And that also helps you become trustworthy.
And to get to your goal. The way you get to your goal is by helping others get to their goal, for sure.
That's for exactly
sure.
it.
For sure.
You also have to be competent, man. Like, one of the first things that I tell people to do is to learn the terminology. Learn the business, right? But learn the terminology and understand how to talk and speak, with these different terms that we use within the business or whatever you're doing. Like, you have to be competent.
Yep.
Like, if I'm going to invest my money with you and take your recommendation, you have to be competent. Mm-hmm. Tom, who I talked to yesterday, dude's competent. I promise you that right now. He knew his shit. I had known about this other opportunity, like this opportunity he presented. I'm not going to get into the details. But I never understood, if we're being honest, I never understood how it worked. Why? I believe it's because the people that I was talking to were not competent enough to simplify the process. He was competent enough to simplify it.
Yeah.
Simple is hard, man.
It is.
And to simplify something, you have to know a lot about something. He was able to simplify it for my simple mind to understand it. That's valuable, by the way.
Very.
Yeah. And then, dude, I'll say one more, which is just be authentic, Like authenticity. In fact, I believe that authenticity is just the beginning of all these stages of building trust.
Yeah.
Which is...
Dude, I like that a lot.
But it's true. It's like, dude, you're not trying to... And it's nerve-wracking sometimes. Like, to truly be your true authentic self, that takes courage, man. It just does, because you don't know. It's like, you don't know if people are going to... Like, if you're faking it and somebody doesn't like that, it's like, well, that ain't me anyway, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like it gives you this shield. But when you're your true authentic self, dude, that takes courage. But I'll also tell you that courage is always rewarded, man. You have to be authentic, dude.
Dude, yeah, I like how you said being authentic is the first thing to gaining trust.
Yes.
I like it a ton. Like, the first thing that came into my mind when you said that is, I'm going to ask you a question. What do you think you're an investor? What's your biggest fear or what's your biggest fear when you're talking to somebody new presenting you a deal?
That they're not telling me the truth.
Or they're bullshitting you.
Yes.
If you're not being authentic, you're bullshitting them.
Great. Yes.
Whether you're telling a lie or just kind of not being your true self, you're going to give off that same energy to that person, and they're going to feel something fishy. They're going to feel that something's off. God, they're not going to know what it is.
Yeah.
They're not going to know what it is. They may even still believe you and may even still move down the line and invest with you. But if something happens at that point, that feeling is going to come back and be like, they were bullshitting me.
Yeah.
They were bullshitting me.
But
powerful, maybe you weren't bullshitting them when the facts you were telling them, but you weren't being authentic about who you are.
Yeah.
So they'll definitely understand that and sense
that's
that.
So powerful, man.
Yeah.
I love, dude, that's so great. Like, if you can understand that, if you're out there right now, right? Let's say that you are somebody who's an active investor on a deal, who's trying to build these different relationships. You're struggling to gain traction with investors, brokers, whoever. Well, really ask these questions of, am I truly being my authentic self? Are you or not? Because what you said that's powerful, all that you said is powerful. One thing that you said that is so powerful is that you, even if you're saying facts or whatever about this deal, you're still not going to come off as trustworthy because you're not being your true authentic self.
Yeah.
And you said it in a different way. You said something like
they're going to sense
feel
that. They're going to feel that.
Thank you. They're going to feel.
They're not going to know what it is.
Yeah.
They're not going to know if their thought may be, what you're telling me is bullshit.
Yeah.
But it checks out, so it's not.
Yeah.
But they're going to feel that, dude. They will. They'll sense it. 100%.
People will feel your intentions and your authenticity and your energy way more than they hear what you feel,
Or hear what you say.
Hear what you say.
Yeah. No, absolutely, dude. I love that. So be authentic, be trustworthy by your intentions, and then display competency.
Yeah, be confident. That, just dude, know your craft, man.
Yeah.
Know your craft. And then also, dude, you better have a strong moral compass. Your authentic self better be somebody that has a strong moral compass. So if you don't know what to work on, right? If you're not gaining a lot of traction, if you don't feel like people trust you and you're not sure what to work on yourself, dude.
Yep.
That's it.
First thing.
Work on yourself.
That's the first thing. And I mean, it ties back in with mindset. Work on your mindset. Do all of that first. That's going to benefit you so much in every aspect of your life.
And not just first, always.
Always. That's what I mean. Make it a priority.
No, I know you do.
That's what
I know you do.
Yeah,
I just want to freaking drill down, man. I'm telling you, man, the minute that you stop growing yourself is the minute that you lose your ability to lead and grow others, man. And ultimately that's where so much satisfaction and value is found. So.
Yeah. Okay, dude. I'm not sure how I want to pivot for this next question or phrase this next question, but how do you even start looking for these properties
that we're going to buy?
Yeah.
We have, your
no
initial
money,
question.
money. You're starting from scratch. How do you even start looking for these?
So no, perfect. Because your initial question was how do you? I don't even think it's a pivot because your first initial question is like how do you buy properties without money or something? Right?
Yeah.
Multifamily properties without money. And I said 2 vehicles, right? 1, sourcing money. 2, sourcing deals, or either or, right? So, dude, understand that this is a way to buy these properties, valuable properties, bringing valuable properties to individuals. The individuals have the money, and or valuable money to people that have properties, or both, right? So find properties. So how do you find these, dude? Relationships, it's relationships.
Yep.
This is, for me say it a million times, it's a relationship-based business. Every deal that we have, I'll tell you, every deal that we've ever sourced has come down to relationships, either with a broker, with a seller, with other operators. Do we have networking events we go through? We put on networking events. We have a network of people that bring us deals all the time. Like if you think about this, we have an army of people out there within our network that are sourcing deals all the time. And they're filtering them back up for us to either invest in or sponsor the deal. Dude, that is valuable to us and we're valuable to them, man. So it's valuable to us because we're able to filter through so many different deals to get a pulse and understanding of what are the most valuable deals, what are the best deals, and then pick the best deals to bring to our investors. They're bringing us these deals because they know we have investors. Well, we're super strategic with those deals we pick. Well, because we can be. Right? And we should be. We have to be. So, dude, other operators, brokers, sellers, other sellers, man. I built a great relationship with a owner of multifamily properties in Birmingham. Took down a bunch of properties with that individual. Anytime he would go to offload a property, he'd bring it to us.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Sellers, right? We own more than one property, man. So do other multifamily owners. You want to know why? Because they're not trying to buy it on their own with their own money. They leverage with other people's money, multifamily syndication, right? And then, dude, other team members. You have tons of team members that you put together. Your attorneys, your brokers would be considered a team member. Property managers. Like last drip, I talked about Harmony, our 1,616 unit drip, 1,616 unit property that we just closed in Arlington, Texas. And we found that through our attorney. Our attorney had a client that was about to fall out of contract, and we were able to come in once again with the leverage and everything that we have and save the deal. Why? Because we have a fund that allows us to do those kind of things, which is a beautiful thing. Provides tons of value to our investors, and it provides tons of other and you know why it provides tons of value to our investors? Because we're able to provide tons of value to other areas to buy these properties. So, dude, other team members bring you deals. Like, it's relationships, man. The Harmony got sourced from Stephanie, our attorney, who was just out in Maui right before she sent it to us.
I was going to bring that up. I'm glad you did.
Oh, sweet.
But yeah, dude, it's those relationships, man.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times, and I say this for our new students, our new investors that are in the multifamily mindset, I think a lot of times when people hear investor relations, they think that that's what the relationship part of the business is the relationship that you have with your investors. That's one aspect of it. Yeah. That's one relationship that's super important. But all these other teammates and these relationships too that you have to build are just as important, if not more important, than the relationship that you have with your investors.
Yep. All those are so important, man. So important. Like, it's so fun to see students come in. Right? I just saw Alicia Coleman. Yeah. Who just posted, I think it was 300 and something unit deal. How did she get into that deal? Partnerships and network within our network. Yeah. People within our network that she has these relationships with. She gets into that deal.
She provided value and she got.
By the way, shout out. By the way, because she went all in from day one, man. Building relationships, networking. I've seen her post with, dude, pictures and networking with everyone. She's very good at networking, dude. She's very, very good at that.
Yeah, and man, congratulations, all congratulations. That's a huge,
Totally. It's huge,
win.
man.
Huge win. Also, moving along here, what people do I need to bring in together to make a deal happen? What teammates are crucial to make these deals happen?
So you have at a very base, I'm just going to simplify. Is that
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
You have your operating partners.
Yep.
Like Ryan and I, you multifamily capital partners, right?
Yeah.
That we're operating group. So we source the deal, source the money, put the debt together, guarantee the loan, all those kind of things, and run the investment, right? We're the operating side. Then you have your equity partners. So people who are passively investing into a deal. So somebody who, makes good money at a job and they want to put that money to work instead of, putting it into a 401k or whatever.
Yep.
They're putting it into an actual investment, a hard asset that drives value. Okay. So I'm going to get more granular on the operating side though, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So you have the individual so write these down, but you have the individual who sources the deal. We talked about that, right? The individual who sources the deal. They go out, they build the relationship with the broker, whoever, and they bring the deal to the table. Okay. You have somebody who investor relations, right? They raise the money from investors and then manage those investors post-closing. So they're making sure the investors have their tax documents, updates on the property, those kind of things. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then you have somebody who asset manages the deal. They manage the asset post-closing. So they're the ones who really oversee the property management company to make sure that the business plan is being executed. Then you have the sponsor. And the sponsor, you'll also hear them called the loan guarantor. Those are the individuals. So Ryan and I, we're preferred borrowers with Fannie Freddie. So we have that relationship where we can come in, sign on the loan, qualify for these big debt pieces, guarantee the debt, sign on the loan, right? So those are your major aspects or roles within that operating side of the deal, right?
Yeah. What percentage should a new person expect to make if they bring all these correct people? Let's say they bring this team together. They bring this correct team together. What percentage should they expect to make if they make the deal happen?
What part of the deal, though?
I guess that's the better question, right?
Yeah.
Is what part of the deal are they playing to get that percentage?
I guess I can answer your question.
Yeah.
So a typical, we call it a carve out.
Yeah.
So typical carve out on our deal, if you're the operating side, it's typically a 30% carve out. So which means operators, the operating side, own 30% of the deal. Investors own the bulk of the deal, 70% of the deal.
Yeah.
That's our standard carve out. That's very common. Sometimes more, very few times less, but it's usually a 70-30. Now within that 30%, how that breakdown goes with all those other partners that I just talked about, it's just totally dependent on what role they're playing and really the amount of value they're bringing in the deal, right?
Right.
So it just depends.
Totally. No, that's great. That's a great answer. How do I know who the right people are, and how do I know that I can trust them? How do you go about vetting trust? I don't know. Maybe
same thing that we talked about earlier.
Maybe you don't want to give up your secret sauce, but
no, it's the same thing we talked about earlier.
You have a great group of people around you, dude.
Yep.
You have fantastic, myself included. Just kidding, but you have great people around you, man.
Yep.
How did you do that? How did you find these people? I guess that's really the question that I think what we're trying to look for here is how did you do that and trust those people and kind of.
My number one thing. Are you ready? In fact, our core values lead with MF Aloha. Okay, and MF Aloha. That's an acronym, and it breaks down. M is for mahalo. That's my number one thing by a million.
Gratitude.
Mahalo is an attitude of gratitude, right? Gratitude. People who are grateful. You're a very grateful person. Strat, very grateful person. Strat just was awarded the team member of the month, and the first thing that we talked about was gratitude.
Shout out,
grateful. Same with Nico. It's gratitude, right? Somebody who is grateful is somebody who's going to put in the work needed to succeed and be grateful the entire way along.
Yeah.
It's gratitude, man. It's not, I'm dead serious. I look for that way more than skill set, way more than, degree. Dude, are you grateful? Because if you're grateful, gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions in the world. And if you're grateful, you can do amazing things.
Yeah. Man, I love that. Yeah. And I think that's a hack, dude.
Yeah, I do too.
I think that's a hack that you've kind of created and that you follow. Just to surround yourself with amazing people, man. Surround yourself with people who are grateful.
And show your gratitude. You know?
Yeah.
You can have some pretty grateful people, but if you stop showing gratitude to them, they'll lose their gratitude.
That's a good point.
People need acknowledgement, man.
Yeah.
They need to know what they're doing is awesome.
So
And
right.
and also, they need to know that when they're doing something that's not awesome, you love them enough to tell them that.
To have
love
the
them.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely, man. You've had those conversations with me. Multiple people. I mean, dude,
Yeah.
I just talked to Rowan yesterday.
You've had them with me.
Yes,
Yeah,
because,
dude,
dude,
yeah.
and I always will. And I
Yeah.
know you always will.
I will.
And Rowan, yesterday on that call, she's like, "Oh, you know what? I wasn't sure if I wanted to bring this up, and I'm bringing this up." And she gave me some correction. And I was like, "Rowan, you always bring that up. I want to know those things, man, for sure, for sure." So, also shout out to Rowan, dude.
Yeah, man. She's
So yeah, but dude, grateful. How do you know if you can trust them, man? Feel the same things that we talked about earlier. Those same steps, man. Are they authentic? Are they, are they trustworthy? Feel right. You got to feel the energy. And I'm serious. Like if there's something that's just that doesn't feel right,
Yeah.
then it doesn't feel right, man. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Dude, if it doesn't feel right, chances are
Then it ain't
it's
right.
not right.
Yeah.
There's something wrong there. Okay, dude, what type of mindset should you have when you're starting out in the multifamily space? And we're talking about these newer people coming in with no money. Chances are they probably haven't studied. Maybe they have studied mindset, but how do you apply these mindset principles? I guess is a better question. What would be your?
I'll say I'll step it aside from mindset and just give some characteristics. Is that okay?
I like that, yeah.
Because dude, like mindset is so broad,
Yeah.
right? And
What you do real quick? What type of mindset you should have is an abundant mindset.
Yeah.
It's 'cause really there's only-
What do you mean by that?
Well, because there's really only two types of mindset in my thought, dude. There's abundant and there's scarcity.
Yes.
You're one or the other.
Yep.
Everything else falls underneath one of those two trees, one of those two umbrellas. So abundant is the easy answer there.
Yes, it is.
But the better question would be, what are these
do you want to know?
characteristics?
But why is that the case? Is because somebody that has an abundant mindset is full of possibility. I told you that Isaac, who I mentioned earlier, is my nephew. His name's Corbin, his friend. Okay. Well, I was just talking to Britton. I was like, man, Corbin's such a good dude, man. Good kid, It's like he's just a good dude.
Yeah.
She's like, he is, man. He's so optimistic. And then she says, he's so optimistic, which is awesome because if you're optimistic, no matter what happens, you're like, well, I can pivot.
Yeah.
There's going to be a solution. There's going to be a way. And if you really believe that, you try things. If you really believe that, you're willing to try things. So I love that, dude. Abundance, you're willing to try things.
So willing to fail.
Yes.
But abundance is also the ability to fail, but to know that there's a back. Like what you're exactly saying about Corbin is there's just more opportunity.
It's part of the process.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's tie that in, growth oriented, man. Like you have to be growth oriented. You have to be really wanting to grow. Somebody who wants to grow, they want feedback. Somebody who wants to grow, that's like, once again, if you don't know what to focus on yourself. Growing yourself is what we mean by that, right? Grow yourself. You're the asset. And if you're not growing, nothing else is growing. So dude, what type of mindset should you have? A growth mindset, growth oriented mindset, man. Come in with, that you're always going to grow and you're going to do everything you can to grow. That can never stop. Another one's resilient, man. Dude, I think it's that's a mindset too, by the way.
Absolutely.
Like it's just a mindset, but like resilient. No matter what comes your way, resiliency is the ability to get knocked off of baseline, right?
Yeah.
Knocked off of baseline and then bring yourself back to baseline. But really how I would define resiliency is you're not just, when you do that, you get knocked off baseline, you're back on baseline. What you realize is that you're not where you used to be, you're actually farther. Because no matter the challenge, no matter what it is, you adapt, you grow, and you come out stronger. That's resiliency. Some people will face something, a challenge. Everyone will face a challenge. Some people will take that challenge and they will make it back to baseline, but they will have fallen back.
Yeah.
Why? Because they took so much time complaining and putting energy in areas that are not serving and learning. Instead of learning from this challenge, they get completely knocked off baseline and stay off baseline for way too long. Resiliency is your ability to get back to baseline quickly and then grow from the experience so that you're farther up the road, right?
Yeah.
Resiliency.
Yeah. So you're saying that problems can benefit you?
Yeah. Oh, you remember?
I think it was last episode.
No, we did an episode. I don't know, but we did an episode a while ago that was problems are a blessing, challenges are a blessing. And I remember one of the first starting questions that you asked me was, So you say that challenges are a blessing. Is that something that you truly believe in, or just something that you say? Right?
Yeah.
And I loved how you phrased it. And my answer was like, both.
Both.
Because in the moment, dude,
Yeah.
in the moment, it's like you got to sell yourself on that. Do you remember what we were going through when that happened?
I didn't. I remember exactly what we were going through when that happened.
Tell them.
We were going through. Oh boy, are we going to get into this, dude?
Just high level.
Dude, high level. No, I don't want to get into details. Obviously, there's no need to. This is just a amazing thing. We were talking about how we lost our whole content team.
Everyone.
Social media manager, video editor, everything. We lost them all the same day. And it was rough, man. And it was a challenge. Me and Ty spent many hours in this office post that, figuring out things, doing things that they were doing. We spent a lot of time. We worked very hard through that time. And it was a challenge, man. And at times, I'm sure we thought, I don't know, at least I did, this is hard.
Oh,
this is a difficulty, but we kept pushing forward, dude. And in that meeting, or in that podcast, you talked about how that challenge, that was the hardest challenge that we had faced yet, is actually going to be our biggest blessing.
Yep.
And indeed, it has been our biggest blessing.
Yep.
Our biggest blessing. Shortly after that, do you mind if I keep taking this?
Keep growing, bro. Going.
Shortly after this, we were introduced to Nico and Strat.
Yep. And Jaden. Yep.
Nico, Strat, and Jaden. And from there, we've been able to build a content team twice the size as we had before, and have gained 3 to 4 times as much traction.
Oh, I don't even know. Like, dude.
We talk about value and adding value in places, dude. The amount of value that Nico, Strat, Jaden, and this new team has added is massive. It's massive.
Yep.
But we knew that was the possibility, and we believed that was going to happen. We didn't know exactly how that it was going to happen, but we had resiliency, dude. We were very resilient through that time, and we're very blessed to now have what we have because of that, I believe.
And this is with any challenge, man.
Yeah.
Because I remember taking the trash out and just thinking, like, holy shit, man. Like, it hurt my feelings, you know? I mean, it sounds silly, but it did. And I remember just laying in bed and being like, I'm just playing in my mind, like, all the negative shit that could happen, right? And then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, it's like, flipping, it was like, oh shit, this is a test. This is a test, man. If we can when we bounce back from this, like, this is a test. This is a test. When you take this test, and it's like, this is a blessing, man. This challenge is gonna be a blessing. Fuck, this challenge is gonna be a blessing. And all of a sudden, you get energized, you know. And we got energized.
We did.
And that doesn't mean that it wasn't hard, because it was hard.
Yeah.
But all the time, our internal narrative was, this is gonna be a blessing. This is going to be a blessing. This is going to be a blessing. Best thing that ever happened. Best thing ever happened. And you know what? Turned into a blessing, the best thing that could have ever happened.
And it really did.
In that area, yeah.
It really did.
So same thing is going to happen to you when you're trying to buy a property without any of your own money, or come in with, being able to get into a deal and just structure this deal, or anything that you're trying to learn and grow at and do something new in your entire life, man. There's going to be something that knocks you off basis. And how quickly can you get back to baseline? And can you do that in a way that makes you stronger? And to do that, you have to be resilient. Number 3 that I'll tell you, last one that I'll say, is be valuable, man. Valuable. Like, dude, value creation is the key to wealth creation. Find ways to provide value. Serve. Give freely, dude. Give freely. That's abundance, man. It's an abundant mindset. Give freely, knowing that it's going to come back. Directly, indirectly, somehow, some way, it's going to. So put yourself in a position to be valuable. Be valuable, provide value, and use that value. So many people become in a position, they gain this value, but they want to hoard it. They want to hold on to it. They don't want to share it just in case. That means you're not valuable. You have something of value, but you don't become valuable until you share that thing that you have that's valuable. Really rewind that and replay it. I don't know exactly how I said, but as I was saying, I was like, this is fucking great.
It was good.
Rewind it, replay it, put it on repeat.
I'll repeat it. I know what you said. You said,
repeat it.
No, dude, we'll definitely highlight it. You said it's not... You may hold a piece of value, but it doesn't become valuable until you use it to somebody else. Yeah. You're welcome. I'm listening.
There you go.
Dude, is there anybody that comes to mind? Any
Tons,
any
bro.
students?
Mentorship students?
Yeah, in the network that come to mind.
Bro, yes. And I almost feel, yes. And I'll list off a couple off the top of my head, but there's so many, dude. So if I don't list you, Be more valuable, okay? I'm just kidding. If I don't list you, but man, so many, dude. Like right now, at the very top of my head, right before we started this, I read a rap that Yannick and Marichal have been resilient, man. They have faced challenges, trials, and every time they bounce back to baseline and are stronger and better because of their mindset behind it, man. They're awesome, dude. They're great people. They're leaders within our network, and it's been so awesome to see them just thrive. And they're going to have a huge impact on a lot of people. Alec comes to mind. Alec Beardaw, he lived out here in Maui, worked in the office actually. You think about this, man, he dropped everything to come and just to get an opportunity to learn. Mm-hmm. He worked hard. This whole office, you ever come to my office, and I promise you my office didn't look like this when I got this office.
Yeah.
It was a depressing looking office. Alec redid the whole thing. And the whole time he was doing it, he picked my mind and on multifamily. Then what does he do? He goes and starts to implement it and faces tons of challenges. And there's multiple times where I was like, man, I hope he keeps pushing through. I hope he keeps pushing through. And, dude, it's all he knows how to do is push through. Yep. Stud. Yep. Megan and Brett Davenport, they face tons of challenges. Their partner, Eric, as well. We've talked about Eric before. Eric's been on the pod before. We don't have some of these people on the podcast.
Yeah, we do.
But, man, Megan and Brett, they're just same thing, man. Whatever the challenge is, they just keep moving forward, right? It's like the goal. It's like, remember last trip we talked about Paxton and focusing on the touchdown, right? And that's how it's fun to score a touchdown. And so you got to focus on what you want. Well, it's the same thing along these lines. Is what he was focusing on was getting tackled, which means he kept getting tackled. You got to focus on what you're wanting, the touchdown, if you will. And then as you get tackled, stand back up fast, congratulate, go back better the next time. Yep. Pivot here, pivot there, because your eyes are on that target, man. But what is your target? Have you defined it? Make sure it's on it. Gerald Johnson, man, this dude has been also so damn resilient. He's always sending me messages. Dude, he sketched out a piece of paper at the event that I taught him at that was mindset stuff. He's like, hey, I'm giving you this so that you can snap a picture and send it to me when I need it. You'll know when I need it. Just keep it, snap a picture.
Wow.
Send it to me.
I love that.
Yeah. Remind me after this, I'm going to send it to him. But he's resilient, dude. Yeah. He's freaking working on it. Anytime he's like, man, I got this deal under contract. Hey, shit, man, that deal fell out of contract. This is what I learned. This is what I'm doing next. And now he's done deals. Why? Because he took challenges, learned from them. Dustin Bauer, man, met him in Cincinnati. Dude is an absolute stud. Dustin, dude, if you're listening to this.
He's listening.
He is definitely listening. Bro, you're a stud, man. I love your freaking messages. I love the videos you send, and I know that I'm horrible at replying a lot of the times, but just know, bro, that, I see you, man. I see you. Dustin's a stud, dude. Just a happy dude.
Yeah,
right?
Lives these values that we're talking about. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like, listen, man, you get around Dustin and you don't feel this energy, then I don't know what you're feeling.
Yeah.
He just has a good energy, dude. Mm-hmm. He sat in the front row with Tim. Tim's also just the same type of thing, man. Just great energy. Anyway.
Those are the boys.
Melissa Elizondo, gosh, man, she was resilient. She's been resilient. She has continued to be resilient. It's, I remember when she came and she told her story at the class. It took her over a year to get her first deal done. And she was telling the story, and she's like, it's like, I wanted to get my first deal done in 6 months, but it doesn't happen in 6 months. And so then what am I going to do? Am I just going to stop there? No, you keep moving, you keep moving, you keep moving. And sure enough, I got my first deal done just after my first year. It was like month 13 or something. And then all these other deals fall since then. Amazing. Trey Jacobs is another one. It's been so fun to see. Dude, his deal, I think it's that they just did Trey, Ashley Hightower, Tim.
Burkhart? Was he on that?
Burkhart,
yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
There's one more that I'm forgetting. But anyway, dude, absolute same type of thing. Or Kim was on that deal too.
Kim was on that deal as well?
Kim's definitely resilient, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, bunch. Are you kidding me? A bunch, man. I could list them off for days, but if you really go and you look at those individuals in our network who have achieved success, I would say that those things that we mentioned, growth-oriented, resilient, value, they all of them have that.
Yeah.
So it's a simple process, okay? If you're looking to do something that you've never done before, then go find somebody who's done it and emulate them. Like, how are we able to lead? How are we able to lead so many people? Dude, it's because It's not just me, Ryan. It's not us.
No,
It's just not just us.
no.
We have this whole chain of people that lead, and everyone leads up and leads down. That's what a good network does. That's what we have, man.
Yeah, man. Very grateful. Very blessed for that, for sure. Awesome, dude. Final question that I want to ask you. We're kind of talking about like newer and starting in multifamily real estate with no money. If you could give young, fresh, starting out of the block, Tyler Devereaux, one word of advice, what would it be? It doesn't need to just be one. We can list off a couple of things, but what advice would you give?
Thought about this a lot, bro.
Young Tyler Devereaux.
I've actually thought about this a lot, man. Because this is a question that I get asked on different podcasts that I'm on, not just this podcast, but other podcasts, right? And the people ask me all the time, like at events and stuff. And so I've thought about this a lot. And so number one is like if I'm talking to him, dude, listen, man, the path to success is to help other people succeed, man. That's the path to success. It's not a competition, it's cooperation.
Ooh.
It's not a competition, it's cooperation, man. Look for ways to provide value, right? But like, understand that, because the reason I say that is because I used to almost get discouraged when somebody would achieve something that I hadn't achieved yet. I did. I'd be like, man, shit, I wish I was there. And there can be some power in that as if you let it motivate you, but not discourage you, right? Discourage means to remove courage. And so when I understood that the path to success is to not be discouraged from other people's success, but to truly help them succeed, dude, my life started to change, man. Also, success is a lot easier to accomplish than fulfillment is to accomplish, right? But we achieve fulfillment by two basic ways, okay? Growing and giving.
Yeah.
And so to be in a position to give, we have to grow, though, right? So we achieve fulfillment by growing and giving, but if we're going to give, we have to be able to grow. So to grow, you have to put yourself in experiences and overcome challenges and be resilient so you have something to give. You have to grow to be able to give, right?
Yep.
Another one is to attack what you're trying to avoid. Write that down, by the way. Attack what you're trying to avoid. We all procrastinate. We all avoid certain things. It's like we all had that. We've experienced this where we know what we need to do, but we're not sure if we know how to do it, or we're nervous to do it, we're fearful to do it, so we do anything and everything but what we know we need to do. Listen, attack what you're trying to avoid. Most of the time, the things that we're avoiding will open you up to everything that you're seeking. Everything that you're trying to avoid is what's going to open you up to everything that you're seeking, man. Go attack the things that you're trying to avoid. And then another one is making things harder won't make your life easier. Making things harder won't make your life easier. Put your energy towards shit that matters. Don't put shit into things. Put energy into shit that matters.
Yeah.
How many times do we make our own life harder, man, because we get stuck on things that don't matter. We make these little things harder. It's not going to make your life easier, dude. Remove the shit that doesn't matter and improve the things that do. Your life will become easier. So,
man, thank you. Thank you for that. I think those are three really, really powerful things that you have obviously pondered on. One note that I just want to note here was number 2 that you said, attack what you're trying to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
That principle was one of the first. I was like one of my very first challenges I had working with you and Ryan. This was years ago. You probably don't even remember this. And I came to you with this issue, and I came to you with this problem, and just seeking guidance. I didn't really know what to do. And this is exactly what you told me to do, in the best way possible.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, turn on it and chase it. Go after it. And it has made such an impact on my life in every aspect of my life. So thank you.
You're welcome. That's
but
awesome,
I want
man.
others to also understand that, dude.
Yeah.
Whatever's stressing you out, whatever's causing any sort of discomfort in your life, instead of trying to bury your head in the sand and just ignore it, bring it up and put it right in front of your face so you can attack it.
Yeah. And make it fun, dude. Turn your fears into fun.
Yeah.
The quicker that you can turn fears into fun,
that.
dude, your life will be meaningful.
Yeah.
Man. You'll accomplish amazing things, right? Like, make it fun, dude. Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to share that, dude. Is there anything else that you wanted to say as we wrap up here?
No, dude. Go listen, man. Whatever you think you can achieve a lot more than that. Like, I just promise you, man. Why can you go buy apartments, these big multifamily properties, without any of your own money? Because you're very valuable. But to be valuable, you have to put yourself in a position to be valuable, man. you can absolutely go buy these properties. No, I don't care what your background is. I do not care. I don't care. You can do it as long as you're resilient, growth oriented, provide value, and resilient. Be resilient, right? Yeah. And you know the why. So and that brings our Hawaiian value. You have to know the why behind it. I was very clear of what my why is, and I'm still very clear of what my why is. And if you don't know what your why is, you can't do shit.
No, dude, it's going to be very hard to do any of these things we just talked about.
Definitely. You want to know why? Because it's really hard to be resilient when you don't know why you're going through what you're going through.
Right.
Why you're putting in the work, what you're looking to accomplish. You got to define it, man. So do meaningful work, and that's ho'ohana. Ho'ohana means do meaningful work. Man, when we work with things with intention, towards something with intention, it provides this amazing feeling of satisfaction and purpose that just nothing else can. And I know you know that, dude. We talk about this regularly. It's like the work we put in, it's meaningful work, and we know it's meaningful work. And
it's not time wasted.
No. And that's allowed you to do what?
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. If you put, man. It's hard for me to articulate words when you do it so well. If I want to add, but I do want to add something here, dude. It's like do meaningful work, not just be purposeful and have meaning behind everything that you do.
Yeah.
If there's purpose there and you know your why and you know why you're doing it, it makes it so much easier to fall into whatever system you need to fall into to make sure you get the results that you get.
Bro, that's huge because a lot of people will work hard.
Yeah.
But are they working hard on meaningful things?
Right.
Right? And that's what you're saying.
Right.
Make sure that the work you're doing is meaningful. And if you do that, then working hard is easy.
Uh-huh.
Well, then working hard is actually joyful.
Uh-huh.
Right?
You work harder than you ever thought you could.
Ever, bro.
Ever.
Yeah,
dude.
right?
Man, bro. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love
Awesome.
it.
Tyler, thank you, man.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate
Thank
you,
y'all for listening. Man, share this episode. Go buy some big-ass apartment buildings.
Yes.
Go bring these apartment buildings to your investors. Provide massive amounts of value and live always and invest always with Aloha. Peace.